At the end of the last unit, I introduced an exercise in which I was asking you to record initially stressed vowel, consonant, vowel sequences, and then take a look at the waveforms and see what you could say about the differences amongst them. And I decided in the end not to make that an exercise in the last unit because we had plenty to do, and also because I wanted to give you the time to learn how to record in Praat properly, give you some advice about that. So let's take a look at Praat. One thing to start is that, remember last time we were making new objects. We were doing it by going to sound and creating sound as a pure tone. Right, so there's an object. And one really important thing about Praat that I should have emphasized earlier, but will emphasize now and again, is that when you have an object in your menu, you haven't actually saved it yet. You have to save it using this button in order for it to be saved onto the hard drive of your computer. So I could press save, and there's various ways that you can save a file as a WAV file or as a text file. So if you save it as a text file, it can just be read by Praat. If you save it as a WAV file, that's an audio file that could be read by other applications as well. And there's lots of other options for types of audio files in Praat. Moving on to recording then, I'll just get rid of this one. So remove. We're going to do new and record a mono sound. There's no need for us to have a stereo sound for anything we're doing here. And when you do that, you get this sound recorder screen that comes up and it says not recording. So what you need to do then is press record. Now, again, Praat is quirky here in the way that the recordings work. So you record, and now you can see that there's this bar going up and down. And if this seems a little low to me, you're going to want to have it higher than this, and I'll show you how to change that on a Mac. So if you're using a Mac, you'll find in your system preferences for sound on input, this is the microphone, and look how low the input volume is. I'm going to bring it up. This is about where the default is if you haven't touched anything, and you can see that green bar is getting higher and higher. And if I went higher yet, now I'm getting into the red. And that's what you want basically is for the level to be as high as you can get it without ever going to. You don't never want to go into the red. So probably the default setting is going to work for you, or maybe a little bit more. I'll just leave it the default. Okay, so now that we have a reasonable level, we might as well stop the recording. Okay, so we've stopped the recording. We haven't actually saved it anywhere yet. So we can save to list or save to list and close. So let's just do save to list, and it's right over there. There's sound untitled. We can rename it if we want. And I'm going to rename this one garbage because we don't really want to keep it for anything. There's our garbage sound, and right, I could save it if I wanted to, but I don't want to save it. I'm just going to remove it from my list. Now, what you might have noticed from that is that if you just want to do one trial after another recording, I can do a little recording, stop, try it again, stop, try it again, stop. None of these are being saved. So you just do it over and over again until you got what you want. Then you save to the list. And then if you want to have it on your hard drive, you actually have to do this save, right? So I could save it to list, then you have to go and do the save command and save it as an audio file of some type. So that's how you record in Praat. And just to recap a little bit about what I'm asking you to do here. So I'm asking you to record these 7 sequences: appa, abba, ama, asa, afa, ava, and awa. And I'd like you to save. So I'll just do a little bit of it just to give you an idea of what I'm looking for. So I'm going to record a sound. Appa. Save it to my list. I'm going to rename it as APA, so I just remember. And then view and edit. So there's the sound. And I'm going to ask you to save, or to give us a screenshot of, so I'm just doing it. This is how you do a screenshot in a Mac. I just clicked on Apple Shift 5, and I can resize it and capture. So we're going to ask you to give us a single screenshot of all of those 7 together. And so you can put them together. I've shown you before how to use the concatenate command, right? Where when you select 2 sounds and combine, concatenate. Or you could, if you want, you could just record all 7 of them in one go, if that works for you as well. That's fine. And then you just have a single 7-item sound. And then we'll be asking you to tell us what you see in the waveforms for these different sequences.